Alright everybody, we're doing the 100 subscriber Q&A video. Thank you all so very much for the 100 subscribers. I am so appreciative for each and every single one of you. So for that, thank you so very much. And for watching all my past 5 or 6 videos I've posted, thank you for that as well. It truly means everything to me. But without saying too much, let's dive right into this. I'm going to try to get you guys to know me, on the personal level here. So I wrote out some questions that you guys asked me on my socials. And I wrote in a few questions that I thought would be, important for you guys to know about me as well. So let's dive right into this.
Okay, first one, how tall are you?
I am 5'9".
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Bedford, Michigan. I was born in Toledo, Ohio.
What got you into lifting?
Originally just training for football. Our high school got gifted a $250,000 weight room from Pepsi Cola. And yeah, so previously we had like a super run-down, tiny, it was probably like, the gym was the size of our apartment. It was tiny and super old equipment. Then we got granted this amazing new state-of-the-art weight room and started training consistently, like 4 to 5 days a week. I was doing full body 4 days in a row, and then I'd take 3 rest days, and I did that, from freshman year to about junior year. And then after junior year, after our senior season, I just started training, doing my own stuff, creating my own programs and all that fun stuff.
Did you play sports?
Yeah, I played football, obviously, like I was saying, and then up to high school, I played baseball as well, but I kind of gave it up because I wasn't the best, and I really didn't have that much fun with it, honestly.
How old were you when you moved out?
21. Technically, I was probably like 19 or 20. I moved in with Alyssa, my fiance. Pretty much moved into her parents' house with her for a couple good years. Word of the wise to all those youngsters living at home still, save as much money as you can living at home. It will help you tremendously as you, move out, and you get hit with a bunch of unexpected expenses when you move out. Like, obviously you're thinking about paying for rent and food and groceries, but then you forget about all the initial costs of moving out, like buying kitchenware, furniture, a nice bed. We invested in a nice purple mattress that was like a couple grand, and tons more that you have to invest in. So move out with, a pretty penny, saved. Yeah, we just passed the 2-year mark of living in our own spot, and it's really been just truly amazing. I couldn't think of a better home. An apartment, we don't got no yard to take care of, and for that, I'm so thankful. I don't have no time to take care of a yard. I can barely take care of our busy lives.
All right. Tips for a healthy, lifelong committed relationship.
That's a very good question, YouTube. I would say honesty is everything. Obviously being loyal, and you can't be selfish. You got to be a team, and not like you have to sacrifice the things you love to do, but you got to make sacrifices to make, your significant other or your partner just as happy as you are. So team mentality, honesty, and loyalty. Those are my top 3.
I like that. Let's see. Have you ever been injured? This is a big topic.
Yeah, this is a great question. I could make like 20, 30...
Super long.
I could make like a 20, 30 minute, hour-long video on this topic alone, but I'll try to keep this short because I got like 25 to 50 questions written out. I'm trying to speed through those. But yes, I have been injured multiple times. It all started back senior high school football. I got bruised ribs. I took a helmet to my left side of my rib cage. As a result, like 7, 8 years later, I'm still dealing with breathing abnormalities, like painful in my thoracic spine upon inhalation. Basically, like 2 years after the bruised ribs, I was doing weighted pull-ups with a significant load at a local gym. I had like 2 plates and a 25 on a weighted belt, and I controlled the concentric. I kind of cheated my way up there, and I held it for, like 1 to 2 seconds, try to get a nice isometric contraction, and then it was just such a big load and so much weight, I couldn't properly control the eccentric, so when I lowered, it was just such a ballistic movement. It almost was like my arm got, my hand was stuck on the bar, and it got pretty much ripped out of my armpit. As a result, I felt immediate pain, and I was like, man, like, something is not right. Like, I've never had this much pain before.
Still remember that day.
Yeah. And if there's anything I could do, like my biggest regret, I'd go back to this day and would have never done that exercise with that amount of weight. But anyways, I go to multiple doctors, years down the line, they're all blowing me off. They're like seeing me all ripped up. They're like, you're not in any pain, you know. You kind of get blown off when you're young and you look like you're healthy. They kind of just blew me off. Then I finally got into some like neurospecialists, and I got an EMG study on my long thoracic nerve. So basically your long thoracic nerve innervates your serratus anterior, and that muscle is like the boxer's muscle. It promotes protraction at your scapula, and basically as a result, that muscle, it stabilizes your scapula on your rib cage, and for every 2 degrees of shoulder flexion, your scapula upwardly rotates 1 degree for every 2 degrees of shoulder flexion. So it promotes like proper scapular glenohumeral rhythm. Those are just big words I'm spitting out, but I mean, this is stuff I learned in college too. But so anyways, as a result, I've lost proper scapular strength and stability on my axilla and rib cage, and now I'm stuck with permanent winging scapula. They say I'll never get it fixed because it's permanent nerve damage. It was graded as moderate to severe it was graded as moderate to severe nerve damage on that long thoracic nerve. So as a result, I have pain pretty much every time I inhale, and when I bench press, my scapula goes all over the place. I can't barbell bench press because of so much pain, and as a result of my scapula being like de-innervated, my scapula just grinds all over my rib cage, and I have snapping scapula as well. So it's like bursitis. Like every time I do a scapular retraction, I have grinding from my scapula on my rib cage because it's resting abnormally, and it's very painful. I'm not gonna lie, and yeah, I still deal with it, and so like I've struggled with like not depression, but like I've been seriously down about this for like years, and it's held me back significantly from stepping on stage and from competing, because as a bodybuilder, it's all about symmetry and like having perfect symmetrical muscles, and specifically for a lat spread, like I can't spread my lats on this left side symmetrically with my right because my scapula like looks like it's gonna rip out of my skin, and it's really just disgusting. I've tried everything, you know, to recruit all the muscle fibers that I can to fix this, and it's just something I'm still working through and that I might have to deal with forever, but it's not gonna hold me back from my goals. So if you guys are dealing with something out there like a serious injury, just know that you're not the only one, and that you can definitely work through it. If it's something that like you can still go to the gym and lift through the pain, just keep working through it. That's my biggest piece of advice I can give to you, because I guarantee you every one of these bodybuilders you're seeing on stage, they've been injured, they've worked through it, and you know, they get on top. It's never like a linear line of progression. It's bumps in the road, like 2 steps forward for 1 step backwards and then 5 steps forward again. It's constantly, you know, you're going to have to improvise, you're going to have to learn how to get better and like adapt and work around that injury. Like thankfully, I'm smart, I'm educated. I know what exercises are going to provoke and cause increased pain, so I avoid those and I improvise with like dumbbell movements or body weight movements. That's why I'm so into yoga and Pilates and all that fun stuff. But let's get on to the next question.
I guess this kind of goes to your injury. Why haven't you competed yet?
Yeah, so I haven't competed yet because I can't pose properly. I have a lot of tightness in my thoracic spine. You know, it's inhibiting my lat flare, and I'm just not symmetrical, and I'm super self-conscious of it. Not like because I care what other people think, but like I don't want to invest all this time, like 12 to 16 weeks into a prep, and then get up there and then, you know, lose because these other guys are perfectly healthy and I did everything that I could. But I'm still planning on competing. I'm going to work through it, and I'm just going to document it and use it as, you know, like a motivational story.
How old are you?
23. I turn 24 next month.
How much do you weigh? What's the most you've ever weighed?
Right now, I'm weighing about 180 in the morning. Some days I'll fluctuate all the way up to about 195 to 200, like after an insane cheat weekend or something when I'm super bloated. And then when I completely dry myself out, when I do like a prolonged water fast or after a, you know, intense hot yoga session or hot Pilates, I'll weigh as low as 172. And I'm working towards getting in the high 160s come summertime. Today is April 28th, so yeah, I always like to be in my best shape come my birthday and to, you know, kick off summer. So be expecting me to be in the best shape of my life come this summer.
What do you do to achieve those bricks on your abdomen?
That's a funny question. Basically, I used to do 100 ab wheels every day religiously for months, and then it started to hurt my shoulder a little bit, so I had to stop doing that. Besides 100 ab wheels, I do Inferno Hot Pilates, which is high-intensity interval training using Pilates principles, and it's a bunch of core training, planks, push-ups, side planks, like bicycles, tricycles, and on top of that, I do a lot of hanging ab movements at the gym, like toes to bar, knee raises, and like cable crunches. Pretty much every ab exercise you can think of, I do.
Let's see, how much cardio do you do?
I've been doing about 20 to 30 minutes a day, 5 to 6 days a week. And I stay pretty consistent. I do it year round. Like, I'm never like not doing my cardio not because I do it to like look good. I do it because it makes me feel so good. Like, you release so many endorphins, and it just makes you feel so much better than you would if you never got that sweat in. And I'm not gonna lie to all my meatheads out there, the cardio endorphin rush feeling is way better than the weightlifting rush feeling, because personally I can get my heart rate higher when I'm doing cardio than I do when I'm weight training. Even though when I'm, pushing a significant amount of weight, like when I'm doing a heavy leg set, my heart rate will get in the 170s, 180s. But like in the hot room, I can get my max heart rate. That's like 220 minus your age. I can get into the high 190s. And it's a truly incredible feeling.
Let's see, what diet do you stick to?
I stick to high protein, high fat, low carb most of the time. And sometimes I intermittently fast, which is like I'll do time restricted eating where I'll eat on like a 6 to 8 hour window. At my most crazy times, I was doing like 2 to 4 hour window, or I was doing the OMAD diet, which is 1 meal a day. But most recently, I've been trying to have a well-rounded physique, and I know that those carbs, and you want to have access to all your food groups. So I try to eat everything. I try to eat lower carbs so I don't bloat, so I look more lean, and so I'm more vascular. If you want more veins, lower carb, and do carb cycling. I'll do another video on that if you guys are interested in future videos. Yeah. Protein every 2 to 3 hours, 20-30 grams.
Biggest pet peeve?
Biggest pet peeve, I'd say I got 2 of them. The first one is when strangers or random people are just absolutely rude to you for no reason. Like, I just had this incident at the gym. This front desk lady was so rude to me and so mean to me for no reason. And I'm like, it's your job to greet the gym members, and you could just do it with a smile. That's all you have to do. You don't need to be grumpy. You're in charge of your own life. And my second pet peeve is when people complain about their unhappiness when the only person in control of their life is you. So don't complain to other people about how unhappy you are with your life. It's your job to change your life.
Do you need to lift heavy weight to get jacked?
The short answer is no, but it will definitely help if you do progressive overload training.
Yeah.
Because I don't lift that heavy of weights. Like I was saying, I've had a lot of injuries, so I can't lift that heavy anymore. But the heavier you lift, the bigger muscles you're going to get with progressive overload training. And if you don't lift heavy weights, in order to get jacked, I would practice time under tension training.
Difference to you between discipline and motivation, and how to stay motivated.
Ooh.
It's a lot in one.
Yeah, I think I wrote that one myself because this is like a topic that I'm passionate about. The difference between motivation and discipline is that when motivation runs dry, you have to rely on your discipline. So like a lot of friends ask me, how do I stay so motivated? And I don't need to stay motivated. I'm disciplined, and when I don't feel like going to the gym or moving my body, I do it anyways because I'm passionate about it, and I know what it feels like after you're done with a grueling session that you didn't feel like going to. You feel amazing, and I mean, there's nothing better than that feeling of moving your body when you don't want to. I'm not saying you should take like no rest days either, but I'm just saying like you're not always going to be motivated, and you got to be disciplined to stay on track of your goals. Okay, like to stay motivated, you got to have discipline, and to stay disciplined, you got to set goals. That's what I would say.
What's the reason you started your YouTube channel?
The reason I started my YouTube channel is because I want to take the world with me on my life's adventures. I truly have like so many hopes and dreams, and because of my injury, a lot of that has been held back, and it's held me back from getting on camera earlier. You know, like when I was a teenager, I would look up to all these fitness influencers and these YouTubers who started like right when the internet became a thing, and I was like, I can do that. I don't even know why I'm going to college for this job that, you know, I'm not that passionate about. I'm passionate about this. I'm passionate about inspiring, motivating, telling people to get out and live their absolute best life. And, you know, like, you're not stuck to no job. If you believe something, you can achieve it if you want it bad enough. So what was the question again?
Why did you start your channel?
I started it because, like, I want to do this for a career, and I know, like, with prolonged time, effort, consistency, and, you know, just me being my absolute true self on camera, I can grow an insanely big fan base and audience. Like, I don't want you guys to be fans of me. I want you guys to be friends with me, and, like, anybody who has questions about fitness, getting better, physically, mentally, spiritually, financially, like, I want to cover all those aspects, and I'm all about, you know, getting better and in all aspects of life, not just fitness and not just, you know, being a bodybuilder. I want to provide, you know, value in how to feel better mentally, and how to, you know, manage your money better, and, you know, all that fun stuff. Like, I want to be a full-time YouTuber. I don't want to just do fitness. I want to do daily vlogs. Alyssa and I are going to do traveling. Like, we plan on traveling the country, whether it be if we're going to buy like a travel van or we're going to Airbnb it. Like, we're going to travel with our jobs, and then hopefully I can just become a full-time YouTuber, because I think the stuff we got planned in future years is going to be something that people are going to love to see. You know, YouTube is so saturated, and there's so many videos being uploaded every second. I think I read a post that said every 1 minute there's 500 YouTube videos being uploaded. So, like, yeah, it's competitive, but if you're your true authentic self and, like, you're being honest with your followers, like, people are going to eat that up. So I just want to inspire, motivate, and provide a whole bunch of value in a bunch of aspects of life. That's why I started my channel. And because even if I don't ever grow an audience, like, it'll be a way for me to look back on all the memories Alyssa and I created together, and, like, when we're old and when we have kids, it'll just be like, wow, we are so truly blessed and thankful to have access to these amazing pieces of technology. So yeah.
Another one? Or you gotta
Yeah, do another one.
Alright, what's your favorite cheat meal? That's a good
My favorite cheat meal is, oh man, I'm going to say a fatty ribeye is my favorite cheat meal.
That's not a cheat meal.
Because I'm so obsessed with fitness that, like, it's a cheat meal enough for it to be super fatty, but it's not going to hold me back from my goals to where I'm going to feel, like, guilty a day later.
What about your favorite cheat sugar?
Oh, ice cream. Ice cream by far. An ice cream cone over a shake, because eating is way more satisfying and, like, enjoyable rather than drinking.
What about your favorite cheat meal carb? Like pizza.
Hot mama bread. Hot mama bread, or, like, yeah, cheesy bread, or
mac and cheese.
Or a burger, a big juicy bacon triple cheeseburger with fat fry covered in cheese and bacon. And I really love lamb chops too, but those aren't that bad for you. They're just really high in fat. But yeah, let's try to do a few more. I got to be at work in 3 minutes, but my YouTube channel is more important to me than my serving job right now. Like, I'm not going to lie to you.
Favorite thing to do, non-fitness related?
Probably, like, swimming or just laying in the sun with my friends and family.
Something you like to try but haven't worked up the... I can't read you.
Nerve to do so.
Nerve.
I wrote the questions out, and I write like a child. I would say golf. I want to get into golf because it's like a fun, leisurely activity that you do with friends and family that takes, you know, not much physical activity, and you're out getting sun. Also, I'd like to pick up a mixed martial art in the near future. Alyssa and I have been talking about taking self-defense classes, and, like, I want to turn into, like, a warrior. I would love to learn, like, jiu-jitsu or, like, some type of, like, Muay Thai. I'm a huge fan of Joe Rogan. I listen to every single podcast.
That was my next question.
And what?
Who's your favorite, what did it say? YouTuber. I mean,
my favorite YouTuber, like, individuals who inspired me to start channels growing up, I would say, like, Callum Von Moger, or, I mean, Arnold Schwarzenegger. He wasn't a YouTuber, but he was the bodybuilder that, like, him and Callum, and, like, Oliver Forslund, Lex Little, Furious Pete, Athlenex, all these, the Hodge twins. These are all, like, YouTube personalities that I really love, like what they bring to the camera.
What do you think is your best quality?
Confidence. And my smile.
What's the biggest lesson you've learned in life this far?
Biggest lesson I've learned in life thus far is to be thankful and that it could always be worse. Alright, YouTube. So I ran out of time. The battery died when I was in like a super passionate talk. And so yeah, now I gotta get to my butt to work because I'm like 10 minutes late and I haven't even left the apartment yet. So we're gonna have to save part 2 of this video for either tonight or like another day.
We're back.
What's up, YouTube? We're back. Times 2. So sorry for the delay. This is gonna be our 3rd attempt at this Q&A. The second time when we were trying to finish it up, Alyssa got called into work. So
oh my god, I'm getting called in.
no way.
Hello?
So here we are, a day later. We're ready to dive right into this thing. So I'm gonna pretty much carry on where I left off in the first Q&A when Alyssa asked me, I believe it was,
What's the biggest
lesson? Yeah, what's the best lesson you've learned? I think it's the biggest lesson you've learned in life thus far. And pretty much what I went on to say before I got cut off, I just said to be thankful. And the main point I was trying to get across when I said that is to not complain when you get to go to work and you get to work out. Basically, what I was trying to say is that it's a privilege to be able to do those things, and there's so many people who would do anything to, you know, be able to go move their body or, you know, to work for a living. There's a lot of people in hospital beds for the rest of their lives. So that was the main point I was trying to get across. And yeah, so we're going to carry on to the next question.
What did you study in college?
So in college, I studied, it was an Associates of Applied Science, and it was a physical therapist assistant program. And yeah, I'm practicing physical therapy currently. I do home health right now. I get to make my own schedule. And I don't work full-time home health. I do part-time home health, and then I do part-time serving, so waiting tables, you know, getting tips. I love being a server because it's super active. And at the steakhouse I work at right now, I get killer deals on the amazing food, which helps me, you know, on my bodybuilding journey. So yeah, those are the 2 primary sources of income right now that I'm using to fund my YouTube channel. Eventually, like, I want to be a full-time YouTuber, and that's what I've always wanted to do. So finally, switching from outpatient to home care, now I have more time to myself to pursue things that I want to do. You know, like, it's a lot of work to create content. I love going to the gym, but sometimes it can be a hassle to bring the camera and to, you know, show you guys what I'm doing without it taking away from the intensity of my workout, if that makes sense. I just talked a lot right there, I'm sorry.
Is working out in the morning better for you than going later in the day?
The short answer to this, I would say yes, and I try to always go in the morning if I can. And it's basically just going to be a kickstart to your metabolism. So you go to the gym, you burn those calories right in the morning. So in essence, it's going to kickstart your metabolism. You're going to burn more calories at rest for the rest of the day because you already exercised, and, you know, release those endorphins, release those feel-good hormones. But I will say that if you're looking for strength gains, I think morning is not the best time. I would say around midday towards evening is best for strength training. Yeah, I feel stronger at night, even if I drink a bunch of caffeine in the morning before my workout, right when I roll out of bed. But with that being said, also, why not do both? Why not do your fasted cardio, then go home, shower, you know, go to work, and then go back to the gym later and do a 2-a-day, and then do your strength training? That's what we do, and I've done that for years now, and I think it works. It's a good way to pair, you know, working out in the morning and working out at night, if you have the time for it. Mm-hmm. I wrote down favorite alcoholic beverage. I would say tequila or margaritas. And should I work out every day? The answer is no. You should take rest days, especially when, like, today we went to the gym and I was going to do my cardio because I usually do cardio 5 to 6 days a week, sometimes 7. And this was probably going to be like my 14th day training consecutively in a row. And my body was just telling me no. Like, it was hurting in the wrong spots in the Stairmaster. And I couldn't get my heart rate up. So I listened to my body. I wasn't going to ego lift or ego do my cardio. So then I did a mobility session and worked on, you know, stretching and all that fun stuff. But another question I wrote down was, should I approach training with a plan? I would say most definitely if you don't want to get injured. If you want to avoid injury, you should follow a plan so you're not overtraining and so you're not undertraining. What type of training do you do to build muscle mass? Progressive overload training. What type of training do you do to lose weight? You do the same training, but you do it on a caloric deficit. So you don't have to change anything in the gym. The only thing I would say changing in the gym, if you're looking to lose weight, maybe do higher reps with a little bit of a lower weight to really burn that muscle out. But that's kind of subjective. Best way to help aid sore muscles, I would say salt bath, stretching, massage, cupping, yoga. Like Alyssa said, plenty of water, at least a gallon a day. Following like a good anti-inflammatory diet so you're not always inflamed, which results in more pain. Yeah, I think I pretty much hit all of those. Another way to help aid sore muscles is to not overtrain. How often do you stretch? I try to stretch every day. Are you happy with where you are in life right now? Absolutely. Especially because I just launched this YouTube channel, and that was just like a huge obstacle itself initially starting the channel, because it took a lot for me to just purchase the camera and laptop and then to get on camera and be comfortable with it. I feel like I'm super comfortable now, and it's like not even a big deal. It's just me talking to myself really and knowing that I'm inspiring others while doing it. Yeah, I think that's all the questions for me. So I'm going to start asking her questions so you guys can get to know her a little bit on a personal level, because she's the one, the magician behind the camera, and she's helping me tremendously on these edits and, just being my partner in crime in life. So without further ado, how old are you?
24.
Do you have any plans to compete in the future?
If Austin does, I will. It'd be hard to do alone.
It would be fun to document as a cutting series, and I think Alyssa and I would be able to, really lock in together, and I think we could do good things on prep together. I think that's a goal of ours to pursue within the near future, so stay tuned. What diet do you stick to? And this is just like broadly speaking, I'm going to say like majority of the time.
Yeah. I kind of go high fat, low carb, but it fluctuates. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like I just try to cut out sugars and processed foods for the most part. I really don't try to diet necessarily.
Yeah, with everything she just said, I wanted to tell you guys that she pretty much follows my exact same training and diet program. So for all the lady viewers out there, if there are any watching, I'd assume like people wonder like, yeah, does what I do work for females? And
definitely does.
It definitely does. Basically, she just does exactly everything. She eats pretty much everything I eat, just in
smaller
less
portions.
Quantity. You know what I mean? I obviously got a significant amount of weight on her, so she's not going to be packing in the same amount of calories I am, but it's the same. The calories are coming from the same food choices. Same with the working out, like she's doing the same exercises just with different smaller weights. Yeah. What did you study in college?
Nursing. I'm a nurse in the OR right now.
What is your favorite food?
Ooh. Cheat or
just favorite food?
Probably steak.
Just like me.
Steak or eggs. I love eggs.
What is the most important human trait to you?
Personality.
It's a good answer. I would have said the same.
Yeah.
What do you think is your best quality?
My personality.
Okay.
I don't know.
Ideal place to live?
Wow. Oh my gosh. Honestly, probably anywhere with a beach or mountains. The place I would never want to live is like New York City. I'm not a city girl like that.
We're going to wrap it up with this final question.
Okay.
Best life advice you could give?
To live every day like it's your last day. I mean, I know like not every day you're gonna, but you seriously never know when your last day is here, and
it's super true.
I've experienced that with someone close in my life this past year, and it's just not worth it to like get upset over silly things or let going to work ruin your day.
Well, that is going to wrap up our couples Q&A. I'm so glad that we got Alyssa in on a couple of the questions here at the end because
I hate my voice too, so
yeah, you'll get used to it. And
don't say anything about it.
Yeah, let us know in the comments down below if you enjoyed seeing both of us on camera, because usually if I'm on camera, Alyssa's behind the camera, or if Alyssa's on camera, I'm behind the camera. So if you guys enjoyed this one a little extra than the ones previously, smash that thumbs up button. Let us know in the comments down below what you'd like to see from us in the next video. If you haven't subscribed yet, smash that subscribe button because...
Support this dude.
Yeah, support me because we have some exciting things in store. Thanks again for watching. Alyssa and Austin, we're out. Peace.